me, United were tolerable, if that's a word, for their play today. They're very tolerable. We had plenty of chances. We had plenty of opportunities to honestly keep a clean sheet, and we squandered it.
My perspective is, yes, it was Everton. Everton are not Juventus, as we all know, but Everton came with a game plan not to lose to United or they could attack United. Like in the first half, you saw United were being pushed back, but United got the act together, got a penalty. Okay, the choo-choo train. I keep saying with the choo-choo train penalty, Pogba takes. He's starting to change direction. When he starts keep changing it, he not puts it top right. Against Burnley, he put it low. Against today, he put it in the middle, and the keeper said, "Go back to the top corner where they can't get the ball." In reference to that, I thought the attacking lineup was not bad with Fred. Matic again is not helping the defense at times. He gets lost, so the defense are sometimes exposed, especially in the first half. And towards the end of the game, we get exposed at the back.
Like that free header.
Exactly. So these are the problems that need to be looked at in reference to the defensive, how to close games out. This would have been another reference to the Chelsea game. Extra 6 points, extra 6 minutes, and we don't know how to manage the game. It would have been disastrous if Everton equalized at the last minute.
You're exactly right. I think that our shape is completely off. I mean, any of you who ever played the game, to get great passing lanes, you have to form a triangle. Our triangles are
too big,
huge, yeah, and that's why sometimes
too far apart.
Yeah, and in the middle of the park, you'll see at times there's just so much green space. I've never seen so much green in the middle of the park, and when we're advancing the ball, and then when we do get into the final third, there's holes on both ends. When we're defending, that's how we got that. I forget who was it. Guilty Sigurdsson had that free header out of nowhere. We just cleared out in the middle, and then the same thing when we go on the attack. You put a ball in and there's nobody there. Even when Lukaku had just come on, someone launched the ball deep. He gets the ball and he flicks it back, thinking that Pogba's going to run onto it, and Pogba sits back. That ball could have been. There's so many chances that we squandered, and I don't think that the likes of Everton or any team really are a match for us, but we're lackadaisical at times.
Lukaku being excluded for the first game today in a long time when he's not injured. Did you think it was justified for Lukaku not to be selected yesterday? What do you think?
I think so. I mean, honestly, Lukaku's played basically every match, and he also played for Belgium. And not only he played in the Premier League. He also played in the World Cup, and then also they're doing this Euro qualification thing. He's played in every single match for United and his national team. He needs a rest. I mean, players need rest. So I was fine with this, with him sitting. We criticized him during the week, and so did the press. And he actually sat Lukaku. And when he came on, he had fresh legs. He looked energetic. He looked like he was wanting to challenge for balls, as opposed to 60th minute heavy legs, and we just played with him for the last 30. So
he had the chance, a header, all by himself. I mean,
I was hoping you weren't going to say that.
This is the thing. There was one point that Pogba, before he shot, but he was looking for a movement, but there's no movement. You see, people are saying we criticize Lukaku a lot. We're not criticizing. We are happy for Lukaku to score and United to be successful. But when we can all see his play, his control of the ball is really poor. If you're not controlling the ball but you're scoring, it's kind of overlooked. But when you're not scoring and you're not controlling the ball, then it becomes a big thing. It's become astronomically microscopic to every single person. Even Bible fans are saying they're not calling him Timberlands because he can't control the ball. But at the same time, we're not here to diss any United player. But if the players are not playing well, players have to be accountable, as we fans want them to do well for the club as well for themselves, to make success for the club. It's not like we just want, he's the rubbish. No. He needs to learn the basics and know how to control. You don't teach a grown man this kind of thing at this age. It just means I'm supposed to be taught fundamentally. But in reference to that, overall United, I thought today United attacked well, could have scored more goals, Martial one-on-one, could have chipped the keeper quicker or placed it.
We hold the ball way
too long. We hold the ball too long. We don't release the ball in time. I thought Everton is that guy who had a diving head. That he had so much space, no one was close to him. When United attack, if you notice, we have to really force and create spaces for ourselves. But the oppositions, it's like the spaces are made for them all the time.
And the one thing, okay, I'm always known as Mr. Angry, as y'all know on the channel, but the one brilliant, like that goal by Martial, that was absolutely.
He didn't even take a pass. But you see, this is the difference.
Not even an extra touch either.
No, that's the difference in him and Rashford. Rashford would have stopped it, rolled it. He just bent it. Pogba knew where he was. He just laid the ball on and like take it from there. This is the difference between deciding when to shoot, when to stop the ball, when to just place it. He just bent it, and keeper couldn't. There's nothing he could do. Perfect. This is what we want from Martial.
Just to pull the trigger. He did it for Monaco. He needs to just be that guy.
Consistency brings confidence. I know I talk about Arsenal on this channel, but Arsenal up prior to today had won 11 games on the trot, which they've not done under Wenger in all these years since the 2004 Invincibles. When you win so many games, your confidence builds up. You now go to the field feeling you can't be beaten. It also comes to individual players. When you're scoring goals, you're feeling that every game I'm going to score. The confidence builds up. So when Martial's playing regularly and consistently and scoring, United will benefit more. And then we're seeing it. It's called 3 games in a row now.
Well,
back to back.
The other thing that really kind of chapped my ass was Martial scores 2 goals and then you pull him. He's on a hat trick.
You're referring to the Chelsea game.
Right. Why not leave him in? And then we, obviously they equalize and then we come away with, 1 point. I mean,
what they were saying, the reason he was being tried to be saved for the Juventus game. Yes, that was the summary that why he was pulled off.
Who was saying this?
This is what Marino was saying, that he wanted to get fresh legs, but at the same time it backfired. But today we managed the game. We saw the game out. Even though it was another 6 minutes, we saw it again today.
Where did that come from?
I don't know, but we were happy to manage the game out. Could you imagine Everton scoring at the last minute?
I know you don't like to talk about Arsenal, but we all watched the games together. There was an Arsenal supporter here even asking me where the 6 minutes came from. He even said, did someone get murdered on the pitch? It just seems as if, I don't know if FA has something against us or whatever, or maybe the Prem. I really don't understand where these extra minutes are coming from. In the Chelsea game, it made sense because there were a lot of injuries and there were a lot of just errant plays. But for instance, here, maybe they were penalizing Pogba for his choo-choo.
Maybe the run-up was being deducted, or he's time wasted. But I'm happy he scored. He finished up on the follow-up. But most importantly, at this time, I just want 3 points. That's all I want. At least Liverpool won, Chelsea won, and they all scored 4 goals. Arsenal dropped 2 points today, not bad. City and Tottenham tomorrow. I don't know where that goes. I'll love Tottenham to beat them, but with Tottenham,
they're a 2 teams.
Yeah, I can't see them. Can you see them beating City and Wembley?
No.
I doubt it.
So
the draw is the most I hope for in that one, and even that, I'm going to pick that with Brendan Salt. But our next match is away to Bournemouth. What do you think?
I'm always going to be positive against when it comes to. Shut up. When it comes to
angry is being positive.
Hey, but I try.
We have tried to make it positive.
For me though, like I said last time, 3-0. A team like Bournemouth should never even hold a candle to us. 3-0. If it's anything other than that, it doesn't matter. 3-0, and even if we're at home, away, I don't care. 3-0 is what United. That's what I want for us to do.
My prediction is going to be a 2-1 victory for United away, manage the game out. If we play
wait, can you change yours? Because last time you said 2-2 to Chelsea and they actually did.
Okay. Alright, 3-1 to Man United against
That's
Bournemouth.
all I care.
I predicted 3-1 today, it was 2-1. So, next week we should be able to beat Bournemouth away 3-1 and get the 3 points. And, start, even if it's just climb up the table. I'm not going to admit now the time. Right, in reference to this time of the season, I think it's too early to judge. Yes, we can see the trailblazers already started to move away from the but everyone is still going to play everyone.
No, I'm with you.
So I still think it's still early. As far as you're not 20 points away from the top, then there's a chance. City can drop points. City have to, because City played Liverpool 0-0. Liverpool went to Chelsea 1-1. Chelsea played United 2-2. So everyone's picking up points from everyone. No one's like beat. Even though the top is, no one's blasted anyone. I mean, that's City beat Arsenal 2-0.
But the difference for us is that the smaller teams,
Well,
no disrespect, the Prem is the Prem for a reason, right? So there's no reason to think that any team is lesser than the other. But when you talk about the Big Five in the Prem, when we play against a team like Bournemouth or Huddersfield or name the team that just got promoted, we should be beating them. But at times we drop to them. So for us, I think if we focus on what we did last year, beat the small teams and then try to compete with the bigger teams, we'll be in the same position that we did last year. We came in second. This year, we're starting off on a bad foot, but I think we can regain, like you said, the big teams are going to cancel each other out, and then when we play the smaller teams, if we execute,
make sure we finish them up.
Exactly.
And it's Ferguson does something. He says, if you're still within touching distance by January or December, then this way United do go on a run. That's what Alex Ferguson do. Just go on a run. Like 17 games, you'll just. So the pressure, even the teams up front start to see they're right behind you. So that's how we do. If Mourinho can build this momentum now, beat Bournemouth, it's just the momentum. In reference to the Champions League, I'm not going to discuss that today. That is for another day on another channel, on another video. But in reference to the EPL today, I think United got the 3 points. Pogba scored, Martial scored, so it could have been better.
Frenchmen.
They did what they need to do, and they understand each other on the left together. What would you think of Rashford's performance? What was the Rashford's performance to you?
I think he put in a good shift, but the thing, you can tell, and this is for all those people out there who criticize Lukaku, Rashford had 1 shot. That just tells you that he's not getting fed. If he's not getting fed, you know damn well Lukaku's not getting fed. So it's not the person, it's the position, it's the way that we play. I mean, and again, if there's a whole bunch of space in the middle and you've got one guy, if you had a guy like, for me, the new number 10, really, instead of Rashford, because Rashford can wing, the actual 10 for our team, who should be the team moving forward, especially being young, is Pereira. Pereira is active, he's very creative. I like Fred, but Fred is a little too raw. He's too raw for me. Every once in a while you'll see him, he'll just do an errant bad touch, and then he has to run to get the ball back and then corral it. Pereira is very decisive. He puts the ball where it needs to go. When he played for Valencia, same thing. He was very clinical. Every single time he stepped on the pitch, no matter who they were playing, he was the best player on the pitch. Go back and watch some of the films on YouTube. That dude was lights out better than everybody else.
From what we've seen with Mourinho's selections, he always likes that top big person. I mean, he had Drogba at Chelsea as his target man, but Drogba and Lukaku are completely different. Drogba is not even as big as Lukaku, but he's a better footballer.
He's better on the ball.
Better on the ball and more clinical on the ball. And Lukaku has still a lot to learn. He has a lot to learn. This is not a bash Lukaku video. It's just about United's picture of Everton is what we're talking about, and we just want the best from United all the time.
I think if our midfielders were a lot more creative and were opening space up instead of running back. I mean, think about it. You have to run 60 yards to play defense every single time. You don't have anything in the tank left for the attack. You've seen that on plenty of occasions. You're like, all right, the build-up's coming, and then the midfield, the middle of the park is completely dead because they've been playing 20, 40, 50 minutes running back, defending. They don't have anything left in the tank to move forward and press. So if you had a full flank team, and I think Mourinho, I hate to even say this, but I think Mourinho was right. The center backs that we have are not the guys. We need those two. We need a Vidic. We need a Rio. Yapstam. One of those guys who are just like, you know what? I'm going to end you if you come past this line. That's the type of person we need back there. A killer. Bailly was that guy, but he's a glass man, just like Sa.
Injured and loses confidence in himself a lot, and he's not. Some of these players are more fragile than some. That's why they have to manage individually than collectively. You can't just use the same brush to paint every painting. It has to be, every painting has to be different brush size or Bristol size. It's just like footballers, human beings. You know,
I hate,
one thing.
I hate Pep, but Pep did it brilliantly last year. You know, he swapped out people when he needed to. The only people he didn't really swap out were his midfielders because they didn't have to run as much as our midfielders do.
Because everyone understands each other.
Exactly.
When you play, that's the difference from the Ferguson era. You knew who was going to start every Saturday on the league game. You knew because you knew it was always the same 11 and probably a little tweak here. But these days, Mourinho's kind of getting the drift of it, whereby the same team understand each other's strengths. Pogba knows what is expected from Martial, like they did against Newcastle. That could trick back second did today because he knows his strengths. Yeah. Have you noticed sometimes, like that game, I always said the game against the Young Boys, he had two choices: push Lukaku or push Martial. He decided to go with Martial because, you know, you think guys don't know each other. They're like, this guy is probably going to miss this chance. Let me just go to someone I know who probably can show better. And look what he did today. He just laid it on. If he would think it, bam, go.
You're right.
Game over. So this is where we are with United. They just need consistency and confidence as a booster for them to go forward. Don't forget to like our video. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to share. So as you like it, the Man United direction. We shall be here with you next week. Thank you very much. From Mr. Angry, Kareem, thank you.
Cheers.
Any last words?
No.
Thank you very much.